Hello, welcome to Worldline PayTech Bytes. In this episode, we'll be discussing an interesting topic, addressing collection challenges faced by financial institutions. To help us explore this subject in depth, we have with us Mr. Jaya Prabhu, or we fondly call him JP, Head of Banking and FinTech Partnership at Worldline India. JP, welcome to Worldline PayTech Bytes.
Thank you for having me on the show, Pritesh.
JP, financial institutions, they play a very crucial role in our ecosystem. And, if you look at the recent development, there have been a lot of, regulation hurdles and operation hurdles they're facing. And one area that stands out is collection. So can you share your thoughts on some specific collection challenges faced by the financial institutions?
Well, when we talk about segments, more precisely the banking and BFSI segments that contribute largely towards the financial growth of the Indian economy, receivables play a major role in order to maintain the liquidity as well as to manage their non-performing assets. Right. On that line, when we take a closer look at the segments like NBFCs, insurance, AMCs, receivables thus have a major role in terms of mitigating their financial risks.
Okay.
More from a digital payment perspective, these companies' adoptability has fairly reached a point where around 60 to 70% of the companies in these segments have adopted to the digital payments.
Okay.
But then I would say there's a fair share of companies in these segments are yet to adopt to the digital payments, which is actually causing the larger dent in the collections in the collection ecosystem. While 60% of the economy has fairly moved into the digital space, there's still a fair share of economy that still relies on the non-digital payment or the transactions, to be precise.
Okay.
Which is typically the cash that comes to our mind, and obviously the other modes like check mode of payment or what the economy still relies on.
Okay.
So this is the space particularly that's causing the dent in terms of overall collection challenges on these companies that are currently being faced.
Okay. So, taking what you said, like, NBFCs insurance as an example, can you share some practical use cases or solution that could help these entities improve their collection processes?
Yeah, certainly. Not only NBFCs, there are a lot of other segments that that revolves around the BFSI as a vertical.
Yeah.
When I mean the organizations that are into lending, to be precise, there is a fair share of 75% of the customers transforming into digital payments has to be acknowledged.
Okay.
Wherein there are 25%. There's still a share of 25% of these customers that belong to this NBFCs or even microfinance companies or banking, to be wherever there's lending involved.
Okay.
25% is still relying on cash and take more of payments.
Okay.
Right. And there could be a lot of other reasons as well, right? The adoptability in the tier 2 or tier 3 cities is something that needs a special attention by these entities. And all said and done, as an organization, when we engage, we normally engage with the larger clientele base, starting from a key customer or even a small customer, SMB, customer in the market. The one common feedback that we receive from them, from the challenge perspective, is that collecting cash is one, and accounting the cash that is collected is second.
Okay.
And the reconciliation overall is a challenge for these organizations currently. So we as an organization understood these challenging pain points that are being faced by these companies, and we are coming up with a tailor-made solution that can actually solve this entire receivables concern faced by these entities in the market.
Okay.
Right. This solution typically is something that can actually address a larger portion of the collection challenges faced. It has typically all modes of digital payments embedded in in a one shell of service to be precise. And yeah, it not only takes care of just the collection, it also takes care of their acquisition journey, right? This kind of, creates more stickiness between the merchant and the customers is one. And it also, adds value in terms of, bridging both the customers as well as, merchant together. So
Okay.
that's something, uh, is that's something we would like to highlight at this point, in the market.
So before we wrap up, do you have any final thoughts or advice to these, financial institution who continues to evolve and address these challenges?
Yeah. Well, at this point, all the financial institutions together, somewhere or the other, should, accept the fact that they should be in a position to adopt to the digital payments ecosystem. One. While there is, as I mentioned, previously, while there is a fair share of digital payments adoption that's already there in the market, these companies still need to, understand what is the innovation that any payment facilitator is coming up with, and carefully, fix these services basis their, their line of business, or, the strategy that, they intend to follow in the market. So that's one advice that any entity or any segment should be taking up at this point.
Thank you, JP, for sharing your valuable insight. It was pleasure having you on the show.
Likewise, thank you so much for having me on the show.
To our viewers, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for another interesting episode and guest. Till then, take care and bye.